Hello. When you start your Munny, you first want to make sure that you have it saved with your name underscore Munny as a Photoshop file and make sure that it is on your desktop. For this assignment, you are going to be using 4 different painting tools. The first one we're going to be using is the shape tool, which is right here. It'll be a rectangle for you. You guys can choose whatever shape you want. I'm going to do the ellipse tool for this example. And to create a shape, you just click and drag down and unclick once your shape is made. So I'm going to have the shape fill up the Munny's head. Right now it does not. So what I can do is click Command T, which is the keyboard shortcut to transform. And I can make that shape bigger by dragging it up from one of the edges. Okay, and I can move it around by just clicking and dragging it to a different spot, or also by using the arrow keys to make smaller movements. And when I feel like that's good, I can click the check mark right here or hit enter on my keyboard. And you guys can see that as soon as I did that, it just automatically made this new shape layer in my layers panel. If I want to change the color of that shape, I can double click on this little box inside of this bigger rectangle and choose whatever new color I want. Before I start working with the second tool, which is the lasso, I'm going to create a new layer. So as you guys are working on your Munny, you are going to want to frequently create new layers for different parts of your painting. So I'm just going to be creating a new layer for each tool that I use. You might want to create new layers for each new section if you're just using one tool. Okay, so the lasso tool is right here. And if I click and hold down, there are 3 different options. I'm going to start by showing you the normal one. With the lasso tool, you can make freehand edits. Make sure that the beginning and end connect together. And once that shape is selected, it'll start moving around like that. I'm going to click Command D to deselect it and show you how to use the other ones. So the polygonal lasso tool, you're able to make pointy shapes with it. And with the magnetic lasso tool, what you're able to do is sort of use this magnet point to follow. I'm just doing this really fast, but the magnetic lasso tool, it follows along based off of what colors it sees. Okay, well, that doesn't look that great. But anyway, if you're using the lasso tool and you want to fill it in with color, you can go up to Edit and Fill and choose foreground color and then click OK. And that shape just turned turquoise. So it turned the color of whatever color is on the top right here. If you want to change that color again, you can double click right there, choose a different color, and it doesn't go automatically. You're going to have to go back up to Edit, Fill, Foreground Color, and click OK. And then every time you have a selection selected, you always have to click Command D to deselect that before doing your next thing. And before we do our next thing, we're going to create a new layer. We're going to call that Brush Edits. And the brush tool is right here. You guys have used the brush tool before. You know that you can change the size of it up here. And your brush selections look different than mine, but you just choose whichever brush you want to try. And you can start painting. Okay. All right. The last tool is the eraser tool. And you can change the size and the hardness of the eraser up here. The eraser tool can be really helpful if you've made a mistake and you want to get rid of it. So one thing to keep in mind though is that the eraser tool will only erase whatever is on the layer that you currently have selected. So if I try to erase this, it will erase the brush edits because I have that layer selected, but it will not erase the ellipse layer because that one is not selected. So I'm going to click on the lasso edit and I'm going to erase that weird part right there. I mean, the whole thing is weird, but we'll start with that. Okay. One thing to keep in mind with the layers is that whatever layer is on top, that will literally be the layer that is on top. So if I want to move the ellipse layer to the top, I just have to click and drag it up, and that will arrange it above the brush edits, so the brush edits are hidden. I'm gonna move it to the middle, like that. Okay, so I went through all the tools really fast. Those were 4 tools to know. My Munny right now looks terrible, but you will make a beautiful Munny. And if you go to the Munny instructions, your Munny should have a specific design. It shouldn't just be scribbled, and it should be filled in with color. These are some past Munnys that people have made that all look super nice. Good luck.